and welcome to Southern National Motorsports Park. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53. I have partnered with Coach Dave to provide some instructional videos for rookie street stocks. We'll just kind of dive right in. These videos really are meant to help you kind of get up to speed and learn the track and just kind of understand how to drive it to get you out of rookies faster. So with qualifying, we're going to start out here in the pits. For actual qualifying, you'll start out here at the end of pit road, but pretty much the same spot. We're going to come out. Tire heating is extremely important here in iRacing, so we're just going to kind of swerve left and right, gas and brake, get some heat in the tires, just like we would in a real life car. We'll come out on track, and then we're going to go high here in 3 and 4 just to get a little bit of extra speed and a little bit of extra heat. And then this is where, when you guys are testing, you're going to have to decide if you want to make your lap 1 your money lap or if it's going to be lap 2. I go into turn 1. I felt a little bit of uneasiness with the car, so I decided lap 2 is probably going to be my money lap. When you're testing, what I would recommend is run, 3 tries with lap 1 being fast, and then go 3 tries with lap 2 trying to be your fast. And what I mean by your fast is you're going to wind it up here in 3 and 4, right? We always want to wind up. We always check our speed at the start-finish line after our lap, so we're at about 95 miles an hour. And now we're on our money lap. So I'm already turned in to the corner at this point. And then we're going to lift and we're going to brake. My lift point and my brake point, so turn-in point was basically the start-finish, just past the start-finish line. Probably one set of hash marks past the start-finish line I start to turn in. And it's just a slight turn in, not a ton. And then our lift point is going to be right here, 1, 2, about 2 dash lines before the corner. So probably somewhere in here is really where we're doing it. Braking, we're going to carry our brake. And then my goal is going to be to get this car into this corner. And I want to get these left sides underneath this seam that runs all the way through this corner. So between that seam and that white line, that's really where the sweet spot is at Southern National, both ends of the track. So we're going to come down here. We're going to let the car roll a little bit in the center, and then we're going to feed it just a little bit of throttle just to set that nose and keep the rear end under us. Remember, this is qualifying. We don't care what happens to these tires. We only need them to be good for 1 lap. So now we're going to throttle up. And you'll notice too, when I first get back on throttle, I'm not like getting back on throttle and going to 100%. Like we're kind of modulating the throttle, 10, 15, 25, 30% throttle. Just kind of letting it sit and kind of throttling up in stages with this car. And then as we come off the corner, we're going to unwind the steering wheel. We know where the car is going to go, where it's going to end up. And that's something that as you guys learn and practice here on iRacing, you'll kind of start to learn. Now we'll go down the back stretch. We go past the crossover gate. And then we start to turn in almost immediately after that. So about 1 set of dash marks after, just like we did on the front stretch. And then we're going to lift here at 2 before and brake. 2 dash lines before. And then the same thing as 1 and 2. Our goal is going to be to get those left side tires below this little seam that runs through the corner. Left side tires. We're going to throttle up here. We know we've got grip. And we'll just drive right off. And that's going to be our qualifying lap. Like I said, you're going to use some brake. That's in real time. And then we just drive hard off. And that is a qualifying lap. I will be back with some race laps as well. So hold on 1 second. All right. Looks like for you guys, I just switched right here into this AI race. For me, it's been a little bit of running here. So basically what I did, I created an AI race. I'm starting 5th in this race just so that way I could show you what it looks like in the pack, show you a little bit of passing, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start this initial race in 2nd gear. Yeah, was starting in 2nd gear. Green flag's out. I kind of just am terrible at shifting in this car. So you got the guy on the outside that passed me. So basically, the biggest thing in a rookie race that you'd want to watch out for, right, is when you get that bad start, this guy behind you is probably going to look to get inside you and try and pass you. You don't really have to worry about these guys too much, and then a guy probably 3 rows back is going to come flying up here and try and pass too. So when you go into one, if you're on the bottom, you have to be careful because there's a car on top. But if you're on the top, you could probably just go to the third lane and let those guys filter by, right? Um, the only caveat with that is that, like, obviously, if you're giving up passes, you're kind of conceding the win of that race, that you're just not going to take it, battle for the win. But in an AI race, we have confidence that they are not going to run into us. And then right here coming off this corner, I had a choice to make. You could see there, I had a good run ahead of steam, and I had a choice to make. I could go a hard left here and turn this into a 3 wide situation with 2 guys that I have no idea who they are and how they drive in a low skill series, right, on lap 1. Or I can lift a little bit, hope this guy is paying attention and he lifts a little bit and we all live to see the next corner. In an AI race, everybody's going to lift and we'll all live to see the next corner. In a real race here, when I went into 3, I probably would have looked to have gone second lane here because this guy is really close. I got nobody on top of me. Um, just to kind of protect against this guy sending it in underneath me. And that leads me to another thing, right? The big thing that you see in these AI races is always leave like a car width between. At Southern National in a real race, through the corners, the bottom lane gets this bottom lane. You have your dash line here. Top lane stays here in this second one. That's just kind of how it's always been. So as long as you're not crowding underneath that, you're still giving the first lane. I mean, there's 2 car widths there to make a mistake. So we're going to drive up off this corner. And like I said, I mean, it's kind of a situation where a lot of this you have to make decisions within a split second. You know, there you kind of saw me enter a little bit higher because I saw this guy behind, right? He's showing bottom. I gave him a little bit of room. If he gets a quarter panel in there, I can just drive up the corner and we'll be able to make it. He backs off. Now I have a huge run coming here again on the backstretch. And you can see from my throttle, right? My throttle down the backstretch, I never get to full throttle. All partial throttle just to make sure that we're surviving. Now I can see the bottom line is moving, so I don't really worry about these guys on top. I just kind of let them fade back, and we'll just kind of follow through here on the bottom. .46 makes a mistake, goes up the hill. Kind of goes way up the hill again. We all kind of just get through underneath him. Now I've got a nose on the 12 car there. I could have sent it in super deep on that 12 car right there and probably gotten to his door. But I decided, let's just kind of give him that lane. I need the room on exit anyways. So I take that room on exit and then we come down and we're going to get a huge run there. You see how he gets a little bit loose and kind of wiggles up the track. And then we have that perfect line to just be able to drive under him. And that's how you pass at Southern National. Is you set it up on corner exit, you get side by side down the straightaway, and then you just drive into that corner and you can get the pass just like this. This is how you pass. You drive up. If you're clear, you're good. If not, you just live to fight the next corner and you keep battling it out. That's exactly how you pass at Southern National. It's the textbook way. A lot of guys will just drive it down into the corners, bump you, and move you out of the way. That's not racing. That's not going to get you out of rookies. We're go on in this race. I'd go on to finish third. We'll actually, I mean, I'll drive up to second place, and I could have been more aggressive to pass him, but it's an AI race. So if you guys have questions, I'm happy to help you out in the Coach Dave Discord. Your race laps are really going to be very similar to your qual laps. You know, these cars just drive fast, drive hard, and get through it. And then, like I said, you really have to make a decision if you want a race to win the race or if you want a race to get out of rookies. And if you're looking to get out of rookies, you know, the answer might be to just drive as defensively as possible, give lanes where you can. You know, maybe you decide I'm in the middle of the field. I'm just going to drop down and let everybody go past. There's a lot of options, and that's what makes iRacing great. So if you have any questions, I'm available, Coach Dave Discord. You can always find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Team53WI or team53racing.com. Thanks.